Hey, to whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it.
Okay, welcome to episode 5 of On the Mess Express. Choo-choo! Today we're going to be talking about parenting in the digital age. Basically talking about how screen time can turn our kids into little Einsteins.
Or tiny tech monsters.
Or little a-holes. Yeah. All of the above.
Yeah, it's an interesting world.
It's a crazy world. I mean, so much to delve into in this episode for sure.
Lots to unpack.
Lots to unpack.
Everyone has different perspectives when it comes to, iPad, screen time, phones, YouTube.
Right.
How much is too much?
Yeah.
Some people don't even use it at all. So it's
kudos to those people.
It's a very interesting time.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll kind of dive into what we do, what we have been doing, what we find works, what we find doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of people can relate.
Definitely what doesn't work.
As well, because it's a struggle, especially in the summer.
Yes.
It's summer right now.
100%. Yes.
Screen times can definitely act as babysitters.
I mean,
unfortunately,
yes. Yep.
we'll not admit that.
I mean, screen time is what you make of it, right? So if you can limit it, that's amazing.
You should limit it.
You should limit it. But there's times when, like you said, screen time acts as a babysitter. It's like, hey, mom's working and it's like, I just need quiet time because I got a phone call or I've got a meeting that I got to be on. Here's your screen time. Go be quiet somewhere, right? In the case of our kids, though, we have a child that once you give him screen time, if you try and take him off that screen time, oh man, what a little monster.
That's why you have to limit it, and you have to go into screen time with the limit saying, okay, you can watch this for a little bit, but you're getting cut off at a certain point.
Yes.
And if they abuse that or if they put up a fight, then it's like, okay, well, then you don't get anything tomorrow.
Right.
And they don't not want to have it tomorrow. So they're going to listen.
Yeah.
Hopefully, sometimes.
It's funny. So I remember Levi and Dallas both have phones of ours that are old phones. So when we get a new phone, we pass the phone down. It's strictly for games. They don't have any data. They can't call anyone. They got some kids messenger, but they can't really call anyone. Mm-hmm. And I remember, okay, you have the phone. Once the power is off, you're done, right? No more screen time. Then we found that Levi was just going to sit at the counter with it plugged into the charger the whole time and play. And he's blown through 3 or 4 charge cords at this point. Right? Like, and possibly pop the island outlet too at the same time. So it's a blessing and a curse for sure. But
it's amazing how smart they actually become, though, just from watching something like YouTube. Like, there's good and there's bad.
Right.
There.
Okay.
There's
so
a lot of bad.
Right. So let's talk about how we kind of started with the whole letting our kids have screen time. Because we kind of started our kids on screen time. They were relatively young. They were probably 4 and 5 respectively, maybe younger.
I would say they got their first iPad fairly young. I would say probably 4. The only reason they got an iPad that early is because the boys and I would travel a lot to Florida.
Correct. Yes.
So I would be on the plane a lot with the boys on my own, and anybody on the plane, nobody wants to hear screaming children or children being annoying, chucking shit, not wanting to be there.
Right.
So, I mean, get an iPad, download some shows and movies, and for 2 hours, I mean, they're good to go or they're quiet. So I think that's for our boys where screen time started, but then it became just a vicious cycle after that. Right.
The concept was you'd have this iPad and there'd be like learning games on it and then Netflix for like shows so you can watch when you're on the plane, right? Anything to keep them quiet, basically.
It was just Netflix, just like, or like a few games that you could play not needing Wi-Fi.
Right, yeah.
Like harmless stuff.
Correct. Then they grew up. But for one, Levi, he he really ramped up his development learning wise when he was watching this show on YouTube called Kids Learning Tube.
And that was the next step after
Oopsies.
after Netflix and watching his iPad. He then moved to YouTube, but on YouTube he was only watching something called Kids Learning Tube, where he was actually learning like geography and countries and like
flags. Yes,
he knows more about the world than you and I put together. Well, I mean, I'm not a fart. I'm not one to talk.
This is where you roll the tape back and it's like,
yeah, but I mean,
Canada, South Korea.
He's so smart, and he learned all of that from Kids Learning Tube. Like, he's not learning the countries and all the crap he was learning in, what was he, in kindergarten? I think maybe grade 1.
Maybe grade 1, yeah.
Like, it was insane.
Yeah.
So stuff like that for YouTube, if they're watching Kids Learning Tube, for instance, or something educational.
Right. Lots of educational stuff out there.
That's fine.
Right.
Because even in schools, they're on Chromebooks all the time, and they're doing like Lexia and all this stuff where it's like online learning program games, which is fine. But again, like, we're in that digital age now where learning at home, learning at school,
right,
like everything is just tech and digital. It's crazy. Like, I remember the only time growing up where I had any sort of screen time or anything was like Saturday morning watching Bugs Bunny. Like,
yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. My screen time was the point when I got home from school before my mom got home from work. And I was like, okay, this is where I get my screen time. I was supposed to be studying at that time, but that's like the screen time. But
so like, how much is too much, I guess, in this case where...
So we've now put a limit of 2 hours on the kids' Chromebooks, right? But that's only when they're on the laptop. So there's also the phones that they're on. How we got to that 2 hour limit was they were actually using it for learning, right? So we felt good to expand it.
We don't have to tell them to get off in 2 hours. They get locked out at 2 hours. So you can set a limit on the Chromebooks where it says, okay, you only want them to have 1 hour, you want them to have 30 minutes, 2 hours, whatever the case may be. And then their time is up, and most of the time they don't even ask to open it because, I mean, they know their time is up. The only issue is that it's 2 hours all the time. So they could be at school on their Chromebooks all day long, come home, and if they have homework, they'll do it. We normally make them read every night when they're at school. But then they have like their 2 hours where they can go on their Chromebook.
Right.
Or on the weekends, it's still 2 hours. So, I mean, it's that fine line where it's like, how much is too much? Like, how much were you on your screen at school today? And like, what are you watching on YouTube? Like, I feel for the most part, we try our best to monitor stuff. But even like kids' YouTube is not very good.
Yeah, that's for sure. People learn the algorithm and they learn how to tag their videos appropriately to
that's the problem.
Get not
the algorithm
safe for kid content into kids' YouTube.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of times where YouTube's been on in the back and we've caught like them watching something inappropriate or someone swearing. It's like, hey, shut that off. Why are you watching that?
Yeah.
And they know they're not supposed to be watching it. So they'll shut it off right away. Or they'll be like, oh, he doesn't normally do that. Or he doesn't normally say that. And it's like, oh, so how long have you been watching this guy for?
Yeah.
Like,
our kids are going and looking for sexy shorts and stuff. Yeah.
So you and I do feel we need to do a better job monitoring, like constant monitoring what they're watching, because the stuff out there is just absolutely ridiculous now. Kids especially. I don't know if you all are going through this brain rot shit right now. Oh my God. Pure garbage. Pure garbage. Yeah. But I still find myself walking around the house every day going, tralaleo, tralala.
Yeah. Cappuccino, macchiato, or whatever they're saying. It's so annoying. Yeah.
But like, this is the kind of shit that's out there that they're watching, and it's literally brain rot. Like,
but it's stuff that's like quick and appeasing. Like, someone definitely have done a study that says if you want a kid's attention, this is how long your video needs to be. This is what you need to do. And then that's what they're pandering to at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy though. It's crazy how stuff like that goes so viral. And like, this is what young kids are doing now and into. They're not into Bugs Bunny. They're into brain rot.
Yeah,
It even sounds so bad. Like,
do you know, I've tried to make the boys watch like old school cartoons that like you and I would have grown up on, and they just have no interest whatsoever. Most of it's because of the quality, but
yeah,
like
the quality's terrible.
right, I understand this, but like it was so good back then, and now it's just okay. Well, that's cool, but look at there's a chimpanzee and a banana, so I'm gonna watch this for a while. Like Levi just asked me to expand his screen time tonight because he was doing a PowerPoint presentation to the brain rot stuff.
Yeah, he was making his own brain rot characters in quite literally PowerPoint.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though. Some of the stuff he did was pretty funny.
So great, you're using PowerPoint
Yeah.
and you're not online, you're creating your own characters, which I mean, great, cool, but
inventive,
just
imaginary,
crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So
like, it's do they actually understand what they're watching? And for Dallas and Levi, I don't know if they do. I think they have an idea, but like, do you understand what you're watching is actually you're killing brain cells? Like,
well, no, I mean, so for Dallas's standpoint, he's watching like YouTube and he's watching either soccer highlights or he's watching kids playing soccer. And then the other time he's watching like these YouTube families. And I've sat there a few times and I've kind of watched it. At first I was like, this is stupid. Like, what are these guys doing? But in reality, these YouTube families or these YouTube creators, they're just using a different platform to create a TV show. Like, we used to watch really dumb shows as kids. I'm sure that our parents will attest to. Like, you used to sit in front of this TV and you'd watch Full House, right? And to us, Full House is like a normal TV show. But what these people are doing on YouTube, or some of these people are doing on YouTube, is basically just real life Full House scripted, but on a YouTube platform. And because it's on a YouTube platform, most people are like, oh, this is stupid. But in reality, that's just technology evolving.
It depends on what families you're watching though. Like, some of the families are maybe okay. Like that Ryan guy is, I don't know, is he still like huge?
Yeah, he's one of the guys who went from just straight on YouTube, like opening gifts, I think, and then turned that into a television show.
Like Mr. Beast has his own actual shows and actual, what do they do? Games and stuff, like challenges. Yeah, like that is actually decent to watch, stuff like that. But it's like these little teeny boppers or kids that are out there that are like, oh, let's go out here and sell lemonade and prank people. That's the kind of shit I don't like them watching.
And prank people?
Well, just like stupid context like that. Like, it's just young kids out there playing games or like watching someone play Fortnite or whatever. Like, that's the kind of stuff where it's like, why?
Sure.
Go play Fortnite on your own.
Yeah,
why do you have to watch somebody do that?
I mean, we have neighbors that are parents that still watch people play games on TV. So
no, don't out them.
Yeah. And they know who they are.
I don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
Must keep that on a real tight lip.
So, I mean, I agree. I do not like when the kids are wasting time watching someone else. Now, if you're really into a game and you can't beat a level and now you're watching someone beat that level, okay, that's one thing. But to sit there for hours just watching, like Dallas used to watch this guy just play Madden all the time. And he would just sit there and just watch him. Yeah, and then like the guy had this like kind of source code or he had something where he could go into the games and he could make it different than what you can get when you buy stock. And he was kind of like, hey dad, can we do this? Hey dad, can we do this? And I'm like, I don't think we can, bud. I mean, that's just the kind of stuff that he would waste his time looking at.
But even leading into that, like since kids very young we are in this digital age and they're going to get their hands on YouTube. They're going to, like, even at school, apparently, like some of the browsers aren't even set on
parental guidance,
because Dallas was saying he was going in and like listening to like YouTube music and watching YouTube videos and stuff too. And I'm like, oh, well, like you don't watch that at home. So why are you watching that at school?
Well, you also are taking the word of a 8-9-year-old.
Well, there's a couple of them that say they do that.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
fair.
like, okay, so it's like really a free for all everywhere, really. You have to make sure, because it is everywhere,
Yeah.
and you don't know what settings are where, if they go over to someone's house, what their parents let them watch. Like, I think it's so important to make sure they realize like there are predators out there. Like, you have to realize
Yeah.
who you're talking to, if you're talking to someone, what you're watching. Like, if you're playing Roblox, apparently anybody can become your friend. You don't have to accept them.
Right.
They can become your friend and they can chat with you, play with you. And like Levi, not so much anymore, but he loved Roblox. So he would know if somebody was to add him that he didn't know. He didn't know how to delete them, but he knew he was not allowed to like ever talk to anybody. So I would constantly have to go through his phone and delete all of these people, because there would be like numerous people every day that would become his friends. And it's like, well, I don't want you to not play the game, because it was like, he's a very creative kid. So it was letting him just share his creative side, and he loved like building things and all that.
Mhm.
But I had no idea how to set people from becoming his friend. So I would constantly have to go in there and I'm like, do you know this person, Levi? No, like he had like 5 friends and I knew who they were. So
Yeah.
you'd have to go in and delete all of these people all the time. It's like, oh my God.
Well, we got lucky in that the kids didn't know how to type and they couldn't text. So when they were playing Roblox, they weren't typing at the same time. So if someone, I don't even know if anyone ever did, but if someone ever reached out to our kids and like asked them a question, they wouldn't know how to respond.
No, not now, but you don't know when that's going to change. You don't know if they're going over to one of their friends' house and maybe their friends do it and they see what they're doing. So they come home and then they do it on their phones. Like, you don't know what's going on where when they're not in your house.
Right.
So you have to just make sure they are aware. Like, this is a big no. Like, you do not talk to anybody. You do not add people like sketchy shit and But even on like kids' YouTube, you can't block anything these days, it seems. Like, there's just bad stuff everywhere. So it's scary. So you have to make sure they know, even with like Dallas, like Levi has his own YouTube channel, but we make sure we're the ones posting. We make sure, I'm pretty sure comments are even shut off.
So no, they're on.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, the last I checked, they were off.
Yeah. Anyways.
Levi just has his YouTube channel because, again, he's like a very creative dude. So he likes just like playing little videos of like sharing his country knowledge or his coin collections, or like he has so many little trinkets and he likes showing them off to the world.
His prime bottles.
But it's monitored by mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And Dallas was on us. He's 9, that he wanted an Instagram account just so that he could watch soccer reels basically and post reels of him playing soccer. But again, it's managed by us.
Mm-hmm.
And we told him, this is fine if you want to do this and look at reels and try to learn and develop yourself, but you are never to post anything. You do not like things. We can send you things. You can send mom and dad things, but like, you don't ever accept anyone. You don't send invites. Mom and dad do all of that. The minute you abuse that, it's gone.
Yeah. And I mean, we are not hawks when it comes to them on their electronics, right?
No, but I do monitor it. I'll be like, oh crap, I haven't looked at this in 2 days. So I'll go in and see if Levi has new Roblox friends, or see if randoms are messaging Dallas, and make sure that they don't do that.
I don't think so. Dallas only has 39 followers. No one's messaging him.
But you want to make them aware of that. If you see someone pop up and says, so-and-so wants to be your friend request, I don't care if you recognize the name, you are not accepting it.
Right.
You can say, oh, mom, dad, this person wants to be my friend. And if it's like messy, sure, you can add him. But like anyone other than him,
well,
no.
You know what? And I was just thinking, there's probably ways around it. And I bet you maybe.
Probably is, but we don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's probably people out there that are listening to this and they're like, oh, these guys don't know about, because with Kids Messenger, everything, like, you cannot add a friend unless it runs through my account. Right. I have to approve everybody.
Because they do have parental controls on there. So sure, Dallas, you want so-and-so, we have to send them or their parents a code, and their parents can accept that code. And now you can talk to your, I think, who is it? 5 friends and grandma and uncle on Kids Messenger.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. This is like the digital world we live in. They know how to go on Kids Muster. They know how to use a phone. They know how to use YouTube. They know everything that I would have no idea how to do any of this, even like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like, it's crazy.
Do you know what's one thing I've tried to establish, and like we might get it going for like a day or two and then it kind of breaks off, is I hate electronics at the dinner table.
Yeah.
That's one thing. One is I just know how messy they are, and something's going to get on their computer or on their phone. It's going to be ruined. And then that's going to be a whole ordeal. And the other part is like that time is when we should be communicating. And I try to, right? It's like, we try to. Exactly. What did you do today? What was your favorite part of the day? And whenever they're at school, they're always like, recess? It's like, no. Like, what else? Math?
Yeah. I think electronics at the dinner table should be a no for sure. We definitely need to be more strict on that. But I think that is the one time of day where you can just sit down and just try to get a conversation out of your kid.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of the times he'll say, what'd you do at school today? Well, I don't know. It's boring. I played recess.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
I ate all my lunch today. Or like, just
Did they though?
They don't ever want to talk about anything. So it's like, fine. Then we can sit here in silence.
Yeah.
You're not going to watch your phone. You're not going to watch TV. You can sit here in silence then if you don't want to talk to me. But yeah, it's a fine line. I think limiting it for sure. So if they have the 2 hours on their Chromebook, let's say during school. So when your time up is on your Chromebook, you can't go to your phone, watch YouTube on your phone. You can't go to the TV, watch YouTube on the TV. Like, that is your limit for the day.
Yeah.
And the only way that kind of wavers is, again, in the summertime. So if they're not in camps or they're not doing something, or I'm trying to get stuff done, or you're at home, like, what's the limit? How much is too much? Like, do they act as babysitters? Yeah, sometimes. But I don't feel like people should feel guilty about it, because I think that is also a big thing that's happening is parents feel like they're being judged. They feel like other parents are judging them because their kids watch a lot of screen time.
Right.
Whereas maybe another parent, like if you have kids that go back and forth between homes and they're like, oh, my mom lets me watch YouTube all day. And another kid's like, well, I'm not even allowed to watch YouTube, or I can only watch YouTube for an hour. Like, I feel those conversations get back to the parents and then people start judging too, where I don't think that should be an issue, because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Some parents, maybe like CEOs or whatever, and like they have young kids, and at home, if they're not in camp, a screen is going to probably act as a babysitter, because you got to get your shit done too, right? So it's trying to find a balance somewhere. But
yeah, I also like the idea of adding value to screen time. What have you done, whether it be chores, whether it be sports training, whatever it might be, but what have you done to earn more screen time?
Yeah.
Right. So for Dallas, it's okay. You go out and you do some soccer training on the side, 15, 20 minutes a day, right? It's not a lot, but you do 15, 20 minutes a day and we'll give you like an extra 30, 45 minutes of screen time. Or again, chores. Hey, go make your bed, do this, clean your crap up. You get some more. I know a lot of people, their kids are in hockey, and it's like, go take 100 shots, right? You get 100 shots up and then you can have more screen time. Yeah.
You want something, you got to work for it.
Right.
Essentially. But you don't want to give them too much screen time, in my opinion. Like, ideally, you don't want them sitting on there every day, all day long.
But here's an issue is Dallas doesn't watch TV. Like, he doesn't watch TV shows. Levi's into SpongeBob. He's into like other cartoons that are out there. Dallas does not watch a single TV show. So, at the end of the day, when it's time to wind down, he doesn't know what to put on the TV to watch something. So for him,
to watch soccer drills.
Yeah, he's like just in one ear out the other. But so that's another thing. It's like, okay, can you, instead of watching a TV show, do we allow him 30 minutes before bed to kind of scroll through YouTube?
Well, if it's something he's watching that's developing his soccer, he's learning like somebody playing with the ball or learning how to dribble it or whatever the case may be, that's fine. But don't sit there watching like kids play soccer on PlayStation. Like there's a difference between those two things. Like you're not learning anything from that.
Yeah.
You can learn from having the ball at your foot and follow along with what Buddy's doing.
Buddy.
But yeah, it's a fine line. But I really think there should be a set, whether you have a tablet, whether you're on YouTube, whether you have a phone, computer, whatever the case may be, just a set original number of time, so 2 hours. And then when you're done your 2 hours on whatever, then it is what it is. And sure, work your way up to, if you're done your chores or whatever, maybe you can have 30 minutes more. Like we have a calendar, like a digital calendar, where we were using for a while. The boys were using it for a while before school ended.
Yeah, because it was like a new electronic they got to play with. And now they're just done with it.
Well, we're going to get hardcore back into that in September.
Let's go.
Where it's like a digital calendar, and it really worked for a while.
Yeah.
So they can go up there and they can check off what they've done. So in the morning, like they would have to do brush their teeth, get dressed. Levi had to feed Hank. Dallas had to turn the pool on. Dallas had to do like soccer training every day. Levi, they had to empty their knapsacks when they got home from school. So they would go and they would check off all of these things, and they knew I have to do all of this stuff in the morning, or I have to do all this stuff in the afternoon. And it's like, great. When you're done all of these checks, then sure, you can go have your 2 hours of screen time. And then if you have homework, we'll do homework. They don't really have homework though.
I think another part of that too is you can add like star values to it. So it's like,
it's like a reward system.
Yeah. So that you can say, once you get X amount of stars, then you get more. And then for them, like for Dallas for sure, like competition, he's in. He'll do it for sure.
For sure. And then you get every additional star or two, maybe, then you get an additional, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, Dallas would even like the fact of, okay, maybe I don't get screen time. Now he's wanting like money because he wants to buy things.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, you get a couple extra stars. You can either have 20 more minutes of screen time, or you can have $10 or whatever the case is. That might be a little excessive.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
We'll see. But there's, I mean, a reward system. I'm sure a lot of people do it,
right.
But I think that is a fair way to say, okay, you want electronics or you want to go on this, then have you done XYZ today? Yeah. Okay. Then here you go. And don't be a brat and don't abuse it. And don't like watch stuff you're not supposed to be watching. And again, it all comes back to making sure they're aware of what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, what they should be watching, what they shouldn't be watching, because the minute they start abusing it is when it needs to be taken away.
Another parameter we have to set on them is the volume.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even need an alarm clock anymore. Just whichever kid's at first, they're just cranking their phone. It's so loud.
It's very loud. They like to listen to it at volume 100.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
For whatever reason.
Funny story that I was just thinking of though. Remember when Levi first had a phone and he was getting so mad at whatever game he was playing that he smashed the phone? And we actually took the phone away from him. Like, I want to say it was like almost a year that he didn't get an electronic at all. Yeah,
and he knew he was in the wrong. He knew he did something bad. And I don't think he ever asked for a phone because he knew he was not getting one.
100%. And he's the kid that if he doesn't have electronics, his imagination is just brilliant. It will take him to so many places. But as soon as he's on the phone, and if you take it away from him or you have to try and divert his attention somehow, he's an absolute monster. And
I'm sure a lot of kids are like that. And it's because like these little tiny tech humans are getting addicted to it. I think YouTube. I think it's YouTube for the most part. Like,
wow, it's a lot of things. Yeah, we can't just call out YouTube.
I think YouTube, Fortnite, all the games. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Kids learning how to be on tech this early is probably setting the world up for success later on down the road, right? Because when we're growing up, we didn't really have the tech, right? It was like dial-up internet, and it was like, ooh, here we go. Now, younger kids are getting more involved with it, and they might be learning coding a little earlier, or they might be learning.
They don't need to learn that, though, because the robots are taking all of that over.
Nah, maybe one day. Robots can't give old people sponge baths, so that's always a job out there.
But yeah, I think for the most part, when it comes to raising little ones in this very bizarre Not bizarre. I mean, it is getting bizarre with AI. Like, that's the other thing. Is AI going to somehow, is AI basically in the algorithm now too? Like, pretty much forcing things on kids? Is that a thing?
That's exactly what the algorithm is. It's like that's exactly what an algorithm is. It's
Yeah,
just an
that's what's happening.
intelligent system that basically says, hey, based on things that you've watched
Yep.
or things we've heard or people in your network are watching, this is what you should watch. So yes, that is a thing.
Yeah. And that's what's happening. So it may not be something that they would have originally went to, or they may have originally saw it and knew in the back of their minds they shouldn't be watching it. But if it pops up because of their algorithm, they'll click it and they'll watch it.
Right.
And that's when hopefully they know right from wrong, basically, when, oh, I shouldn't be watching this. But once they get sucked into it,
right,
there's no stopping. So, I mean, that's just where you have to monitor what they're doing and what they're watching. And I think there should be boundaries for sure. Like, it can't just be a free for all, being like, especially if you have young kids, be like, okay, here's 2 hours, like, go do what you want. I'm not going to monitor it. I'm not going to look at your history. I'm not going to do anything. Like, probably should be doing that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking about how, like, for me, I just sit there and I don't even get triggered until I hear like a swear word or something. So maybe I need to monitor a bit more, but I guess I'm a little more lax with how I deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways, it has taught them a lot, like Levi specifically. Again, like, the internet has taught him a lot, and he is a little genius.
It has parented him better than we have.
It's like he's leaps and bounds where he should be right now. And it's because of kids learning to, really.
I'm sure it's because of a handful of things that we don't even know about.
So
Animaniacs. Like don't forget about Yakko's.
Oh yeah, Animaniacs. But he was watching all of those videos on YouTube, because there's a bunch of like Wacko's America song videos on YouTube, and he memorized them all. Yeah. It's like, what the?
I know.
It's crazy. But yeah, you have to set boundaries for sure. You have to teach them what you should be watching, what you shouldn't be watching, making sure they're aware of like predators out there as well, and making sure that they're aware that if you're playing a game, especially if they're young kids and they don't know right from wrong, then don't talk to anybody. Don't add friends. Like, everything, if there is parental controls, they should be used. But again, for some crazy reason, they get bypassed.
Yeah.
Or kids are smart now and they can get out of the parental controls, or sure, Levi could. He's making freaking PowerPoints. So
yeah. I'm ready for the meeting today.
So just making sure at the end of the day, like, I really want to make a conscious effort, because our kids are on electronics for whatever amount of time every day. There isn't a day that goes by where they're not on some sort of electronic at some point.
But like in the summertime, I'm more inclined, and this summer has been absolutely crazy, but I'm more inclined that if it's nice out, you're out. If it's not nice out, okay, that can be your inside electronic day on your PlayStation. But again, it can't just be like stuck your face in the phone the whole time. But like, what are you doing with the electronics? Again, if it's PlayStation, then there's lots of stuff you can do with that. YouTube, you can learn from, you can get creative, artsy, whatever it is. So it's not all bad. Like we're not trying to say that, death to the internet, death to everything that is social media. We're just trying to say, as your young kids are developing and,
being more aware and curious.
Yeah. Like just make sure they're looking at the right stuff, because it could help their development tremendously, which it has done for Levi. Or, we've had cases in our small little neighborhood where it's gone the total opposite way. And, people have spoke to other people online and unfortunately turned out bad. And that's just and that doesn't happen all the time, right? That's the extreme case. And
no, but you have to wonder, like, did this person know, or did they choose to just not listen because of how the situation went? And you would hope they knew right from wrong and they just chose to act differently.
Right.
But you as parents, that guilt will stay on me forever if I knew I never talked to them about privacy, security, all of that when I know my child is playing something or doing something on the internet. Like, you have to make sure you're having those conversations and letting them know right from wrong and what you can do and what you can't do.
Sure. Yeah, and I mean, for our kids, we're lucky. They try and sneak and get away with, like, foul language. It's not so much, they're getting into, the extreme social media or YouTube. They're just watching, in our eyes, maybe stuff that's, you know, brain rot, for instance, or I mean, what a great name for, like, the show Brain Rot, because that's all you're doing is you're
Just
rotting
rotting
your
your
brain. But yeah, like our kids don't abuse it, so we're lucky in that sense. But there are others that we have spoken to who, their kids, they can't even pry them away from the thing. It's like, hey, I'm going to come home from school, and it's like
No.
right to it.
But I do know some people as well where they don't even try to pry their kids off of it either, because maybe they're not into sports or they're not into doing anything else. It's
Which
like,
is not wrong.
oh, well, this makes them happy, so I'm going to just let them do
Sure.
this for hours among hours. Where, I mean, we're not here to judge. Like,
Absolutely not.
and that's where I feel judgment comes on too, where some people feel like, well, your kid plays sports and does all of this, and your kid does this extracurricular activity, whatever. My kid just likes playing PlayStation or on YouTube, and that's what they do all the time. But they're embarrassed to say that, where I don't feel like people should be judged because of that. It's just making sure that, I mean, they're at the end of the day, hopefully learning something from what they're doing.
Right now, YouTube content creators and esport, which esport is like people that play video games for a living, you can make a ton of money doing that. You can make more money than some athletes can. So it's like someone's like pushing their kid to play hockey, and they've got them in all this development, and we're paying so much money a year for them to even sniff the NHL, which is next to impossible. Or you have kids coming home and they're messing around with YouTube, and they're messing around with social media, or they're playing video games, and they might have a higher risk of making it in what they want to do.
For sure. And in that sense, they're learning and they're growing and they're developing something, which is
right.
100% fine as well. I just feel a lot of people are judgy, and when it comes to their kids playing PlayStation all the time or on the internet all the time, it automatically goes to, oh, well, shouldn't they be out playing soccer? Shouldn't they out be doing this or doing this? And it's like, well, no, because maybe my kid is going to be a famous YouTuber one day, and your kid's not going to be a famous soccer player. So there you go.
And you know what? When you're young, some people have the vision of what they want to do. They have the drive. They have the determination. It's like, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm going to get there. Mm-hmm. Other kids, they're going to spend the first 11 years of their life just crushing Cheetos, playing video games, watching YouTube. And then as soon as they hit high school or something like that, they're like, okay, life's about to change. They meet new people. They get new interests. Once you get to high school, it's a new environment. It's new people. It's new interests. So to say, we're not here to say, only give your kids this much screen time. Don't let your kids do this. Don't let your kids do that. If you're doing this, then shame on you. We're just basically saying, with our kids, this is what we've noticed. And I mean, we'd love to talk to other people about it. And we do talk to other people about it. And for the most part, most of our friend group is the same. It's like, oh yeah, I gave my kids screen time today because they were being little jerks, and I needed a break. Or I gave them screen time, I took it away, and then they were a monster. So it's all the same. But yeah, you just never know. You don't know what's out there.
No, and there's a lot of parents out there too. Like, I know a few parents, they only have one child. So they have said since the very beginning, my kid will never be a screen kid, or my kid will never be on any sort of electronics, no nothing. Know somebody as well that they just kind of live more so like a very rural life, where there's like no TVs, no internet, no nothing. They're like, oh, my kids will never be on screen time. They're just going to be outdoorsy, which is great if you're in that kind of environment, because your kids don't know any different. If you don't have a phone, or you don't have a TV, or you don't have electronics, like, sure. But I find it a little ironic when there's people like in our area, or people like in the city, that are like, oh, my kid is never ever going to have a tablet or never going to be on a screen. When the parents like will watch YouTube or they'll sit on their phones or they'll do stuff like that. And it's like, you know what? That's great to think that, but all electronics are not bad electronics. And I
Right.
always bring up Kids Learning Tube. And I'm like, you know what? You may not want your little one
Kids Learning Tube
to be on electronics, but like in your mind, you're just thinking electronics are bad and they're going to get addicted to them. But I think it's how you present electronics to your kid at first, where like Levi, he was just doing Kids Learning Tube and it was fine. And then it kind of spiraled from there. But like maybe if you embed it into them, you only get screen time if you watch this program. Then they don't know any different, really, or unless they get introduced to it somewhere else. But not all screen time is bad screen time. They can actually learn and benefit from things. And when they do get to the age where they go to school, even like elementary school, they're on Chromebooks all the time and they're doing learning all the time. So it's not all bad.
Yeah, but that's different kind of screen time, right? At school, it's like you're using the computer because nobody hand writes on paper anymore. I'm guessing, but they might. I don't know. Not a teacher. But like I'm guessing they're doing a lot of their essays and stuff or essays, not our kids, but like they're typing it out, right? They're not writing it out anymore. So it's always a computer in front of them because that's just the way the age we're in.
Wouldn't you still call that screen time though?
I mean, yes. Yeah.
Because this is what we're talking about. Like,
well, if that's the case, then I have screen time 8 hours a day at the office and then I come home and then there's TV. So like, I'm just pure screen time.
We're in the digital age though, where when we were the kids' age, we didn't have computers at school. I only got to a computer if I was in like a computer class in high school. Like there was no computers. You could not bring your computer to class. Like
we were practicing perfect cursive.
So it's everywhere and it's going to be everywhere. I think it's just how you introduce it to your kids, what you introduce to them, because it's not all bad. And I think parents just feel guilty or they feel like they're failing if they let their kids go on YouTube or if they let them have screen time. They just always want them to be occupied doing other things where, of course, I wish my kids would too, but that's just not the case. Like sometimes you just need an hour, 2 hours to do what you want to do. And I think that's totally fine.
So what you're saying is the screens are not the enemy.
The screens are not the enemy. They're really not.
No.
It's just, again, making sure you are aware of what your kids are doing on the internet. You're following up with what they're doing on the internet. You're monitoring it. You are putting settings and privacy protection, all that crap on, and just hoping they use their heads at the end of the day, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. So, I mean, if anyone, I'm sure a lot of people are in the same situation where their kids are on electronics or YouTube, PlayStation, whatever the case may be. Like, if you do something that, I mean, we haven't talked about, or if you find a tactic that you find works really well with your kids and they listen and they follow through with it, let us know and we can share it, because
I want to hear about the funny tantrum stories. Those are the ones there might be some stuff that works for people and that's great. Let us know, but I want to hear all the funny tantrum stories.
Like what happened when you took the iPad away? Like, did your kid go crazy and smash a soccer ball through the TV like Dallas did before?
Yeah, that was the remote. He threw the remote at it.
Right. But then didn't he kick a soccer ball, the TV down here, and there's like a big gray area on it?
Well, he was playing soccer with a buddy at that time. So I know. They're the best, right?
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, if you are doing something that you find works well, let us know. I'd love to share it on the next episode or upcoming episode, so we can share it with other families as well, because a lot of families, I think, just get in a rut too, where they're like, it just becomes convenient, right? It does become kind of as a babysitter. And you're like, how do I get out of this rut? How do I get them away from electronics or not on electronics so much? Mm-hmm. So if, I mean, anyone does stuff they find works really well, just let us know. Comment or send us an email. Let us know so we can share it with others, or just let us know so we can implement it into our lives. Very curious.
What's happening on the next episode? Do we know?
On the next one?
Yeah.
It's a secret.
Oh. We do have
our first guest coming shortly, though.
Guest or guests?
Guests, plural.
Oh,
We're gonna keep that.
who could it be?
Stay
It's
tuned,
a
though.
mystery.
Stay tuned though. It'll be a fun episode. Coming soon. Not quite sure which episode yet.
Looking forward to it.
We'll tease it out though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hopefully it's not my doctor.
coming soon. What? Why would it be your doctor?
Maybe he's coming on to break some bad news to me.
I don't think they're allowed to do that publicly. Patient doctor confidentiality.
Yeah, I know. I know. All right. Well,
Yeah.
it was a good one. Let's go kick our kids off the electronics now that we're done our podcast.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah. Cheers.
See you on the next one.
Choo choo.